Hello, my name is Liza, and today I'd like to share with you how I made my Uncle Sam for my two-tier tray that's in my coffee station. My inspiration was Mr. Magoo. Do you remember him? And here he is sitting on the top of my tray, and I'll be making more things to fill my tray up. What you're going to need from the Dollar Tree is one of these pillar candles. I actually took the wax out of mine at one time, so that's the one I'm using. 3 sheets of cardstock, red, white, and blue. An empty cereal box or some chipboard. Some felt, blue and a peach color, flesh color for the face. I'm using my fun fur ribbon again for the beard. A bead for Uncle Sam's nose. The first thing I did was I cut a piece of the chipboard 6 inches by 8¼ inches. Then I scored down the long side at a 1/2 inch on both ends. And then I cut 1/2-inch strips down 3 inches. Then I folded the one side over and the other end up at the score lines, because that's how we're going to attach our brim. And I also kind of tried to bend it a little bit so it would naturally curve. I added some sticky tape, 2-sided. I later will use glue, and I put it around my glass bottle and I closed it up. And so far, this is what we have. Now you're going to need to make some circles. I have a die cutter and I used my circle dies, but you can do this freehand if you want. You just need to make one circle to fit the top and one to fit as the brim. So this is the going to be the brim. And this step I'm showing you, but actually you don't need to do this until later. But I did put the cardstock onto my brim on the bottom and on the top. And then I slid my brim over my hat, and then I used some glue and I glued the tabs onto the underside of the brim. And then this is what it's going to look like. Unless you don't use the cardstock yet, then it will look like a cereal box. The next thing I did was I folded over all the tabs up on the top, added some glue, and this is kind of a hard part, but you need to keep that in a circle so you can put your top chipboard on. I found it easiest to use a wooden spoon from the other side, and it takes a little finagling, but you can do it. And this is what it looks like sitting on top of the glass jar. It's not perfect, but it works. Then I cut some strips, 6 white, 6 red. The white were 1 inch wide, and the red was 3/4 inches. And then I started to glue them on. I found it best to do the white strips first and then add the red on the top. But do fill your hat up with something. I use plastic bags because you're going to need something underneath that so it doesn't cave in. You're going to shorten your strips from the top of the hat once you know how tall you need it, and then just fold them over and glue them to the top. And then just start adding your white strips and your red strips just with glue, and just go all the way around. And then this is what it's going to look like. And the last strips kind of were closer together, but your eye, you can fix it with the red stripes, so it'll be fine. And just continue gluing. Next, I wanted to make the stars, so I cut another strip of the blue cardstock and some white stars with a punch that I have, and I glued the stars onto the strip, and I cut another circle, a white one, to put on the top of the hat. And here you can see I glued the stars on, and then I again cut some strips and folded them up so that I could glue them onto the brim. So here we have it going around and down, and you can see the tabs, and that's where I cut another circle and I put it on top. But now it won't fit because you already have everything glued, so just cut a little slit in the back and then drop it on, glue it on, and you won't even notice. And that's it, the hat was done. So now we're going to work on putting him together as an Uncle Sam. And here's my Easter tray. I'll be taking that down shortly. I'm sad. So I cut 2 strips, one of the blue felt and one of the flesh color, peach color felt, just long enough to wrap around the candle. And then I also cut out a beard and an extra piece for hair. And with hot glue, I first hot glued the blue felt on, and I do have it upside down because I have a bolt in my tier tray, so I want it to sit on top of the bolt. And then I hot glued the flesh color, peach color felt on. And then I used hot glue to hot glue the beard on. And then when you turn it around, I cut 2 strips just to make a little bit of hair in the back, since you'll be able to see it from the side. And then I just placed my hat on top and I pushed it all the way down, glued on a bead, and his nose is done. And there he is, waiting patiently for me to make more things to put on the top of my tray, because I didn't have one at the patriotic holidays last year. And here, excuse me, are so far all of the ways that I've changed up my tier tray, and I have links for them that I'll add to the video. I hope you enjoyed my project. If you did, please give my video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and as always, please, if you aren't already subscribing, please consider doing so. I'll be back again soon with another video. Take care.